Hi everyone, today we're headed to the east side to check out estate sales and rummage sales.
Yeah, actually one of the best collections we ever found was at a church rummage sale. Had like the first 4 Zappa Mothers records, a lot of Cream, all in just immaculate condition, so you never know what you'll find at these things.
And one of my best finds was at a rummage sale in which I found Billie Holiday's first 78 book collection. So here's the happy hunting.
So that's 25. Oh, I love this stuff. What's this? Ooh, look at this bracket. Can I just reach something?
Huh?
Could you hand me that thing? I don't know what it is. I'm curious.
I love stuff like this. It tells you stories.
Is this all cheesy stuff?
I don't know. I'm looking for history and stuff. See if there's any story behind this. Well, here's what I found. I found Songs of Freeman and Columbia Spirituals, which is pretty cool. I actually kind of want to look some of this. I think this is actually this right here.
It all ends up Goodwill.
Yeah, but there's some classical stuff that's pretty. Okay, so that was a pretty cool pick. I found from a 78 perspective, I found a Columbia sort of spirituals, which focuses on kind of like slave spirituals. So that was really a neat find.
Yeah, we got a lot of folkways stuff, and we have a guy who we trade with who's always looking for folkways. So if it's cheap, we grab it. Some of their prices were a little out of there, so we just put that stuff back. But everything that was a buck, we grabbed it. So we got a pretty good pile of stuff here, and we'll have a better look at it later. Nothing good?
I don't think so. What the hell is that? No, this is.
Yesterday they were $1 a piece. Today they're 50 cents.
Cool.
Piece. Anybody need a bag to fill?
Well, that was the first rummage sale, and it was mostly just junk, but we did get one King LP out of the pile, a couple weird tapes, and a funky little 45 holder that had some adapters in it, and all that was $1.50, so kind of cool. We're gonna go see what's next. A lot of gospel. Well, as you saw at that rummage sale at a church, all the records were gospel, so I just left them. But
And they gave us a bag and said we could fill it up, and it would be $3, so I managed to buy about 8 pairs of shoes that were all my size.
Never know what you find, I guess. All right, moving on.
You know, honestly, you can tell. When you pick it up, you can tell there's a difference in the weight.
The young guys don't know that.
Yeah, I'm sure he was.
Hey Kathy, where's the Ziploc bags? Oh, never mind, I see them.
They're underneath the table.
What's the condition on these?
Nothing.
Is there another level to this place?
There's
I mean, do
basement
you
has
see what
just a couple
no,
of
it's not.
shelving and stuff, pretty much.
That's a good one. That's a good one. Yeah, that's great. This isn't me.
So that was the last sale of the day. The LPs were junk and smelled horrible. They had some decent 78s, but they were kind of playing hardball with them. Do you think you got something good?
I got a lot of really great things. So there were plenty of really good OKs. There's a Lincoln, Madison, just some very interesting 78s, which will be very exciting to show you later. So we did very well.
This is some of the stuff we got today. I don't normally grab cassettes, but you know, Meat Puppets and 90s alternative is cool. It's Mahalia, Dead is good. Lots of folkways stuff. I'm not sure if we're going to keep this or trade it. This one's actually signed by Ella Jenkins. It's a folkways 10 inches. Pete Seeger again. And that's a King. That's why we picked that one up. And you got some 78s.
Yes, I do. So I'm gonna just flip through these. This is a really neat one. This is by the Lumberjacks, a little bit harder to find. So these Jeanettes are really cool. I almost always grab these. Madisons, there's very few that are really interesting on these. Puritans, I don't see these too often, so it was neat to find one of those. Varsity 8 is actually a really good, really old jazz. Archuel is pretty cool to find. Another Jeanette. Okay, so hit of the week. Actually, I found a stack of these. There's about 10 of these in here. These were actually made, I think during the 1940s when shellac was being used during the war. So this Annette hand shawl, this is pretty neat to find, Big City Blues. The 7-gallon jug band, that's another really good one. And then finding the 20,000s with what's called the Victor Scroll at the top. Those are usually either really old hillbilly or sort of like a really early banjo guitar. Those are good to find. And then it's another Madison. So this isn't Snow White. Someone had shoved quite a few different 78s in here. And then this is a Gene Austin on 22,000. Another Jeanette. Nate Shrill Carrot. That's another really good one on Victor Scroll. He's kind of early hillbilly. Earl Rickard. It's a good one. Sort of hillbilly. Crescent Trio, I don't know much about, but I know I've seen him on quite a few of the 78 forums. Sorry. Perfect is a pretty good one to also look for. Banner, this is probably going to be a really good one, the Buffalodians. Those are on quite a few labels, but the Banner ones are a little bit harder to find. And then the rest of these are just kind of kids' records. I don't really look for those. And the final one. There's a lot of Ruth Edding in here. And then if you look over here, we've got two Paul Robeson collections. One is Songs of the Freeman, and then the other are Spirituals. Both Columbia Masterworks. And that's what we found for 78s.